Okay, well, welcome to our October events meeting. First part of the meeting is 10 minutes open forum for public if they have any questions or any statements they wish to make. Did you want that?
No.
Okay. So we'll go straight into the main meeting. So first item is 052, which is apologies for absence.
I have apologies which I've accepted from Councillor Peter Howden.
Okay, thank you. And 053 is declarations of interest. To receive any declarations of interest in accordance with the requirements of the Local Reserve Act 2012 and to consider any request for dispensations in respect of pecuniary and non-pecuniary interest in the general item.
I think it's short enough, isn't it?
Yeah. No.
No? Okay. Okay. And 054 is the minutes to resolve to approve as correct record the notes of the meetings of the council held on the 27th of September 2022 and authorise the chair to sign the official minutes.
Propose,
Thank you.
second.
Thank you. I'll agree.
Okay.
Oops, sorry.
26. Thank you, just initial done on that. Lovely. Thank you very much.
Right, 055 is clerk's report.
Okay, so the letters are ready to go out to the residents in Church Street regarding the Remembrance Parade, which we can agree down here. The advance warning signs need to go out this Friday, and we need the numbers from the Royal British Legion and who is laying the wreaths, because
Still waiting for them from Alan, aren't we?
waiting for that back, and just the Christmas fair paperwork's ready, just waiting for plan.
Yep. Okay. So we'll go on to 056, which is the Remembrance Parade, so we can go into a bit more detail with that.
So,
As to discuss and resolve to agree the final details of the parade. So,
Alan and I are meeting the other Alan, who's the RBR Parade Marshal, on Monday at 5:30 in here, if anybody wants to come along. Hopefully we'll get all the numbers from him. With a bit of luck, because Jan's getting nowhere with the other Alan at all.
okay.
Is
So-
this numbers of how many people are attending or numbers of the order?
Right. Well, we've got numbers of people who attend, who want to be marching on the parade,
Yeah,
and numbers of people who are going to be laying wreaths.
yeah.
Because at the
So,
moment, Alan from Old Beach is going to be walking around like this with 10 wreaths on each arm, because he seems to be doing them all.
Yeah.
so what I've got back from some of the organisations.
You haven't heard from the RMP yet, though, have you?
No, I haven't heard.
You're unlikely to, let's put it
You
that
can
way.
guarantee that people who normally attend will always attend.
So I haven't heard back from RMP, I haven't heard back from the leader of South Holland, and one of the South Holland councillors. All these are, the chairman of the RBL says they're laying for all these. This one, I've chased again yesterday and left a message for him to call me back. I have said it's urgent,
Right,
but I haven't had a response still.
Are you emailing his, have you emailed his email?
Yes, the
You
one
have.
we've used before for the event we did.
Yep.
And this person has responded for all his groups and he's come in.
Yep.
The police are coming,
Yeah.
fire and rescue obviously. Ambulance
Okay.
service haven't responded.
No, well, they don't normally attend. so-
Guides and Brownies, 24 roughly attendees. Haven't heard from Scouts, UAH. Primary school is 20 to 30. Haven't heard from William Stuckley or Small Saints. Lives are sending 2.
I think the easiest thing you can do is, you've got the list of who you've invited. If you devise an order for the parade when you speak to Alan, and also for the wreath laying,
Yeah.
because we were going to do military first, weren't we? Then, etc., etc., etc. If you devise an order based on who's you've invited,
Yeah.
what they
Yeah.
normally then do is say, call out the name. If they
Yeah.
if they're not there,
Then
they're not there. Or
just skip them and go
you just
forward.
skip them. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but you
I
just
think that's the easy
read out
thing.
the
You've
name
got
of-
everybody, you've got all the information that we need from the point of view. We know which organisations have been invited.
Yeah.
You're likely to get some turn up on the day.
I'm sure.
So as long as the other Alan, when you meet him, is clear on which organisations, which order you want them
Yeah.
in, on the parade,
Mm.
then it's up to him to form the parade up,
Yeah.
ultimately, with
Mm.
our help.
Yeah.
And then it'll be, is he going to read out the wreath layings?
Alan's doing all of that.
Oh, the other Alan.
Other Alan or?
I don't think you should. I think you should persuade the other Alan too, if at all possible.
Yeah.
I
Because
think if it's somebody from the RBL generally,
Yeah.
then that'd be fine, but.
unfortunately, the other Alan wouldn't, even with the best one in the world, he won't be able to do it and also coordinate the laying of the
No.
wreaths that he's got to coordinate.
Exactly.
He needs to be able to sort that out
Yeah.
on
You
the
can't,
ground.
you can't lay a wreath and call out stuff at the same time.
No.
It doesn't work.
No.
So.
So it'd be much easier if the other, as parade marshal,
Yeah.
it'd be much
If he
easier
called
if
them
you
out.
called them out
Yeah.
and then they go up, they lay the wreath. Because we need to know once we've set the order,
Yeah.
we just line them all up
There we go.
along
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
the path,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
ready to go, don't we? Yeah? So who's going to do that on the day? Are you going to do that, Jack?
Karen and I will deal with
Yeah.
You'll do that. So who's going to be on the road
I'll be
closure
on
side of
a
it?
road closure, and then we need 3 others, don't we?
Well, I could be up at,
No.
if Karen and I...
Well, no, because by the time they're kind of coming up, you're going to be doing the order,
Yeah, no.
and it's still going to
If
be.
you, once they set off, if you scuttle up to
Mm-hmm.
the
If you
churchyard
you're ready.
quickly, then you can be there waiting to make sure that they're lined up in the correct way and diverting anybody else who doesn't need to be there around the other side. You'll be in the parade anyhow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you're happy to do road closure.
Mm-hmm.
Peter's happy to do road closure. He's meant
Steve
to
said
be.
he was happy as well.
He'll be laying the wreath, won't he?
No,
Oh, Steve Lewis.
Steve
Sorry.
Lewis, yeah.
Steve
Stephen will be in the parade and lay
Yeah.
the wreath. Yeah.
So we need another
Vicky.
one end of the road
Vicky.
closure.
Vicky.
Vicky will do it.
Yeah.
Okay. She doesn't want to parade up with you.
No.
Okay.
Well, I mean, if we get more people turn up on the day, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. But if we've got 4 covered, then we're all right, aren't we?
Yeah.
2 at each end.
It's not for a long period of time.
No. Well, then once everybody's within the confines of the churchyard,
Yeah.
the road closures can then be disbanded.
Yeah.
And then those people that are there can then come over to join in
Mhm.
with whatever's
So we'll
happening.
need then a couple of marshals on the pavement just to make sure that
Mhm.
nobody doesn't form up on the pavement.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah, well then we can move, if I'm up at like High Street end, say, then, or whatever, then once the
Then you
parade's
can move
gone, I
across
can
to
just
them.
move across to the
Yeah.
pavement and stuff.
Yeah, so the 2 on the top end will move across to the
Mhm.
pavement.
Yeah.
Okay, so if anybody, I mean, we have asked whether anybody else is available. Maybe, I don't know whether James would come
Probably would, yeah.
if we ask.
Yeah.
Just so that we've got a bit of backup in case.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We can just see, as long as we've got the 4, that's fine.
St John's Ambulance.
Yeah.
What we're doing with them.
I went back to them and they haven't come back to me, so I will chase.
Well,
the
booking them in.
ambulance.
Well,
Because
they,
they're free, aren't they?
They said they'll do it for
yeah,
Friday.
if it's with the,
Yeah, I'd forgotten about that. I had gone back and asked them if they'd come and asked them what price they were for, so I will chase them up.
Thank you.
okay. Risk assessment.
That's all done for that,
Yeah,
because that's all done.
So that's all sorted.
Mm-hmm. So we're okay.
So that's everything done. So
Waiting for your wreath to arrive, aren't we?
It's been dispatched now.
Okay.
It came through yesterday. After I said to you I was concerned,
Yeah.
it came through that it had
Okay.
been dispatched. Are you happy with the letter to go through door front, doors?
Which parking bays are suspended?
I think I suspended the whole lot.
What, even across the road?
Let me have a look.
You don't, it's service
You don't
club,
need
you
to.
don't need to, do you?
No.
Because you're not all the way on Church Street, you're only going up to.
And they'll ignore it anyhow, so it's
Well, yeah, it doesn't matter.
Been there before.
Yeah. And it's not really a problem.
Well, the
It's
parking bays
just-
that would be suspended are the ones with the restriction on time anyway.
Yeah, but they're not restricted on a Sunday.
Are they not?
No. Because you will have people that will be arriving fairly late on and need to park
Yeah.
somewhere
Well, they
close.
can park in it, but they won't be able to get out whilst the parade's going
No.
on.
So I did just the bit outside from the church down to the reading rooms.
Oh,
See
right,
on
on
there
that bit
very
there.
clear, yeah.
So which side of the road are you going to keep open and which side of the road are you going to march on? Because technically you can only march on one side of the road.
Yeah.
That might be where we need another marshal
Why?
Well,
in the middle, just to make sure.
it won't make any difference.
No, because you're gonna, as long as it's close to traffic, if people are wandering around, they're, you know.
It's
Some
only
people-
if
The emergency
there's an
service.
emergency vehicle needs to come
Mm.
through. So,
Yeah. But then you and Karen are technically available to then swoop in and,
We'll just hang around
yeah.
by the church there
Yeah.
and wait for the parade to come up.
okay. So I'm just thinking the parking, the on-street parking
Mhm.
is on the left, isn't it, alongside the ladies.
Well,
and
realistically,
everything.
if you don't march on the side of the church, you're gonna have to cross the
Yeah.
road technically, so,
So if you form up on that side,
yeah, if you form
and
up on
go
the,
along that side,
yeah.
then you've still got your parking bays that people can then use
Yeah.
on the side of the road if they
Then
need
just
to.
go into the church.
And then you've still got
Yeah.
enough room for
So
any
the-
emergency vehicles
So
to
the
get by.
carriageway facing oncoming traffic
Mhm.
is the parade.
Yeah,
Other side is up other side for emergency vehicles.
Mhm.
Right. And you're
yeah, happy with
happy with that? How many do you think we need?
You won't need that many because most of the businesses are not open on a Sunday.
So
So
do you
you
need to
only
give them
literally
one?
need to give it to the ones that are open and the housing down there. So you've only probably got
20?
20 at the most, I would say. So from the point of view of doing the road signs,
I've got the, on top of that open unit in my office,
you've
is
got
the
the
stickers.
stickers. Okay.
Mhm.
So we need advance warning just going out on
Yeah.
Friday. So we only literally need two.
Yeah, you only need 2.
Yeah, we need one here, a Market Hill,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and one down by
Down
Spire,
the other end,
the other
yeah.
side of Spireview.
So I'm
Do you need it all the way down to Spivey?
Yeah, you need to face this way, and you need one that way.
Yeah, but I mean, you're only going to be closing just from the servicemen's, aren't you?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
so it just needs to be just past the serviceman's club.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll
sort
just
of where the
position
reading
it
rooms are,
somewhere.
Yeah.
that sort of section, yeah.
Yeah,
So, I mean, I'm happy we can stick them out, can't we?
Was
Sure.
this weekend?
Yeah, we'll just get them out on Friday.
If the Friday morning, we'll put the stickers on. And
Yeah, if you get the stickers on, because they're around the back,
Yeah,
so then we can,
we need to just double check our signs. We've got enough
You need
signs.
only 2 road closed and...
you've got plenty of
That's
road
right,
closed.
Every road ahead, 2 road closed, the road blocking
Yeah, the road
things.
blocking
You've
things.
got plenty of them.
Yeah, we'll be alright.
So it's just a matter of getting those out, so who's going to put them out on the day?
I'll come here and put some in the car. Yeah.
Well, if you get organised soon enough, and your marshals will be available. If you tell your marshals to be here for 1:30,
Yeah, because then you've just got half an hour of getting the road
just
closed.
literally get your road
Mm.
ready to be closed,
Mhm.
and then you're away then, are you?
Mhm.
take it out.
So happy with that. You'll just, if there's anything that you need to
Yes.
sort out after that meeting, you can
Mhm.
come back to us.
Yeah, yeah, we can keep you updated.
Okay, so that's sorted.
Do you want to discuss the press release?
Oh yes, press release
For,
for remembrance, so that
Remembrance.
people, we make sure that everybody's aware that
there
we
has
are.
been a one-liner in the Spalding
Yeah.
today,
Yes,
haven't
in
there?
the
So-
service.
Yeah, so we're going to hopefully put something out. You've drafted something.
I've drafted something, so I've put plans are in place for this year's Remembrance Parade and Service on Sunday 13th November. We have been working closely with Holbeach branch of the RBL and All Saints Church to mark this act of remembrance. The parade will muster outside the Servicemen's Club in Church Street at 2 p.m. and will set off at approximately 2:15 p.m. It will finish at the War Memorial ready for the wreath laying ceremony at 2:30 p.m. This year we have decided a clear priority will be made for the military organisations in the order of both the parade and the wreath laying ceremony, as we feel this is the most appropriate. If you are serving or ex-military or a community organisation that wishes to join the parade, please email clark@holbeachpc.com All Saints Church will be hosting the service of remembrance after the replaying ceremony, and all members of the community are welcome to attend.
Could
If you want to put on there, the ex-servicemen's club will be open for
Oh,
refreshments.
yes, yeah.
And could you, instead of saying finishing at the War Memorial, could we say finishing at the churchyard?
I wanted to specify War Memorial rather than churchyard, because if people think you're finishing at the churchyard, they think, oh, that's a very short thing, and then you're just going to get loads of moaning on Facebook.
Alright.
So if they think it's the War Memorial, they don't quite know exactly what the route is.
Yeah, that's fine.
Just, thinking of head.
So are we happy with that?
Yeah.
And then we can get that pinged off to
just
the press, and then we'll put stuff out on Facebook as well.
Can we just make sure Peter's informed?
Yes,
Go ahead,
yeah,
please.
we'll,
I'll bring it
circulate
out
it to
once
everyone.
adding the refreshments bit.
Yeah.
and-
Thank you.
and then we can start pushing it out this coming week,
Yeah.
so that people are aware, because obviously there has only been a little bit in there.
And then we'll just do the little
to make sure.
doodah.
A doodah?
Yeah. Nice little poster thing to put out on Facebook as well.
Okay.
So I've
Oh, that's nice.
But I've put all of our logos at the top. RBL, All Saints Church, Randalls, and then, so we're doing it together.
We've done the spell check.
I have, well, I read through it going, is there anything in here? I will get somebody to check over it.
Thank you.
Okay,
We'll come on with it.
yeah, so we'll push for that this coming week and get that underway. So, 057 is the Christmas fair. Item A is to discuss the event. Right, so I met with the church warden. I should have been meeting with the vicar as well, but unfortunately she had COVID. So I met with the church warden and another member of the congregation last week to discuss with them what they were planning to do. Because I'd heard various things and I just wanted to make sure that they were happy with what we're doing and they are clear on what they're doing, so that we can work alongside each other, because obviously we're using their area. They are going to be doing a Christmas tree festival over that weekend. So they're going to run theirs at the moment from 10 o'clock in the morning through till 4 or 5 o'clock on both days.
Okay.
Because obviously some people won't come up on the Saturday, but then they probably want to go in there to do the Sunday.
Yeah.
They have asked whether we wish to put in a Christmas tree, and I said, oh, I'd ask the question, it's as to whether anybody's got time to do it. The theme is carols, Christmas carols.
Let's put it in Christmas.
So you basically, they will either supply you a Christmas tree, or if you've got a Christmas tree that you want to decorate, approximately about 3 foot-ish. There's a board, you put your tree on there, you decorate it in the theme of a Christmas carol, whatever one you choose, and then it's different organisations have them on display. So it's
Inside.
inside
Yeah.
the church.
Oh.
So in other places it's worked whereby those organisations can then have like a collection bucket if they wish to, but whether they're going to go that way, I don't know, but that's what happens elsewhere. So I don't know, I mean, I'm happy to do one, but it's really time.
We've got the big tree to decorate as well. So,
I didn't want to push it too much.
yeah.
And really, they've only got space for, and they've only got 15 boards. So if they fill it with other things, then we're doing the outside. So I don't really see it's absolutely necessary that we do the inside. So, but that's what they're doing. So I've asked the question as to what sort of refreshments they're going to be providing and what they potentially going to be doing, so that we don't tread on any toes. They're looking to do soups and jacket potatoes and bits and pieces like that. So it won't cross over with anything we're doing. The only thing I have made it clear to them is there will be no parking within the churchyard, apart from if they let me know if they've got anybody that needs to park in there for disability or
Yeah.
whatever, and they're helping out of the church. Just give me the registration number, and then at least we'll know that it's going to be okay. and obviously they'll need to be cleared out of the way before we're setting up.
Yeah.
So that's what they're doing. We have got approximately 35
35 to 40 stalls.
booked in.
A mixture of charity, craft stalls, food stalls, etc.
Yeah.
So.
Some local groups, some people from away, various bits and pieces. We've obviously got the snow globe booked.
Yeah.
And the radio reindeer booked. And we have got, what else have we got? We've got the band potentially can come, a smaller version of the band are potentially able to come for 2 o'clock because they're already booked out in the morning.
Yeah.
So they'll be coming around that sort of time. We now need to do is look at what stalls we've got, spread them out throughout the area, because now that we know that we can have the road closure for the full time,
Yeah.
I want to spread it along as much of that area as we can without it looking bitty, and then have some within the churchyard as well, so it sort of brings the two together. We've been looking at the decorations. We have bought all the stuff for the tree.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's all in the safe. We've got it on boxes.
So that's all purchased. A company that we approached previously to help sponsor have come back and they can provide manpower and machines so that we can get up to decorate it.
Yeah, good.
So that's fine. We're looking at potentially doing some form of light tunnel within the churchyard.
Yeah.
And also then, obviously within the letter that went out to the schools and organisations, if anybody makes individual homemade decorations, we'll decorate the whole of the churchyard or the trees with those.
Okay.
So that's what we've sort of got planned at the minute. Most of the businesses, I've delivered all the letters to them so they know what's happening. I want to go back to them and give them a bit more detail once I've got it sorted out, but they're all on board and they're all pleased that we're actually doing
Good.
something, so that's
Yeah.
good. We need to think about what we need to man ourselves, because we don't need to man the radio reindeer because they do it themselves.
Okay.
So
We do need
insurance,
to man the snow
but
globe.
we do need to do the snow globe.
And we were thinking for snow globe, if at all possible, it'd be lovely to have that actually on the high street rather than in the churchyard, so that it's visible for everybody walking past. And then if we put our stall for first aid, selling calendars, etc., next to the
to it.
snow globe, and then manning it at the same time as.
Yeah.
And then hopefully, if we've got the opportunity to do it, if we can do a bit of a trail like we did for the Easter one for the kids,
Yeah.
then that will bring people back to our thing to collect the sweets, etc. And sort of, so we'll be in the
That's
centre.
Vicky tied up then.
Yeah, she'll be busy.
Yeah.
So it's about having enough people to man that and enough people to be on either end of the road closure. So we just need a few more people, really.
We'll both be there.
Okay, we'll obviously all be there. Julie will be there. I've already numbered her.
Vicky's right.
Yourself and Vicky will be there. Peter has said he'll be there.
Sure, Steve will come along.
Yeah, it'll be more because he does tend to work on a Saturday, so
Does he? Okay.
yeah, he may or may not be able to give us a lot of time.
All right.
Stephen, I would say, will be there, won't he?
What about the lanterns then? What are we going to do about
Lanterns,
lanterns?
we've already ordered some.
Have you?
Are they in the safe?
Yes.
Right.
Do you like?
Okay,
Where did you get that from then?
Well, we didn't get we got them from Amazon,
Yeah.
but what we did is because we were trying to look for actual lanterns,
Yeah.
but those paper ones have the hole in the bottom because they're obviously going to be hanging up,
Yeah.
which doesn't work if you want to
No,
put
no.
it in it. So you know those little paper bags that you have, like the ones you put a candle in?
Yeah.
We found some small ones and they're different colours
Yeah. Okay.
and there are patterns cut out of them. So
Right.
if people haven't made their own homemade ones
Yeah.
at either school or wherever, then they can buy the little bags on the day and just kind of hold them with the little tea light in the middle.
So we bought so many of those, and we bought tea lights, but I think we're going to need some more.
Yeah.
Definitely tea lights.
We need
I
to
think we're gonna need
order
more.
lights and stuff and the things for the light tunnel, because the light tunnel's just PVC pipe, so it's quite easy. And then just cheap battery lights, really, so that's not
And that's
too
about all we've got left.
What about Jan's idea of making
the
lanterns out
Yeah,
of-
absolutely. Yeah. So what we'll do is we'll find a video on YouTube
Yeah.
of the ideas that we've already seen, because there's the plastic ones, isn't there?
Yeah,
And then there's also ones that you can make out of paper if
Yeah,
you
yeah.
want to. So if we get 2 ideas
mm.
and then we start pushing that out on Facebook,
Yeah,
you know, if you want to join the parade with your own lantern, this is what you need to do. But if you haven't got your own lantern, come along, you can buy one on the day.
what
Yeah.
price are we going to do them at then?
I can't remember how much they were individually, I think they were less than,
They weren't a lot.
50p each.
I think what we were trying to do is just keep it up, just that cost
50p?
really, so
Yeah,
50p per lantern.
Yeah,
And then the ones that make their own lanterns will get the tea light for free if they
Yeah.
just come and collect it.
yeah,
So
That's good.
again, it will keep people coming through
Yeah.
and coming to your store, so then they'll see the calendars and anything else that's
Yeah.
happening and bits and
Are we
pieces.
gonna do like a prize for the best homemade lantern? Because that might make people
Could do.
even more
Could do,
encouraged.
yeah, because once people are formed up, you could get somebody just to go.
Well, that's the problem, you're gonna have to judge it,
Yeah.
that might be the only difficulty. We're gonna do the window dressing competition and judge that on the day, so we can
Yeah.
actually give the prizes out on the day,
Okay,
Well, hopefully.
hopefully.
It depends. It depends whether you can get somebody to do it on the day. If not, they'll do it prior to, but then we'll give out the prizes on the day. We'll
Okay.
announce it on the day. But I haven't approached anybody yet about doing that.
mm.
So it's starting to come together,
Mhm.
but there's a few more little bits and pieces that need just to
Okay,
be tweaked.
yeah.
Yeah.
Are we going to do our own first aid then, on the day?
I did ask them, but they haven't come back.
If we can find out what their price is likely to be,
Yeah.
then it would be a lot easier if we
It
could
would.
get some cover.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I don't want to do any more first aid. Get too many bloody cases, don't I?
Yeah, so we just need to find out, I mean, if we can get them to just come back, I mean, you can go through the whole shebang online, and you can do an inquiry, because he gave you a link, didn't he?
Yeah, when
But
we
it's
did that
quite a
one
lot.
for the car, no, for Jubilee, they never responded.
No. Actually, Peter said he's got a contact, didn't he?
He has.
St John's Ambulance.
Oh,
Yes.
So if we can ask
Contact
him to do that,
Yeah, 'cause
That
he was
would be
doing
the best.
inoculations with them, wasn't he?
yeah.
Mhm.
Or vaccinations.
And see if we can get that sorted out. If not, we'll have to do it.
Yeah.
But
Well, there's enough as first aid.
Well, there'll be enough people about when they're done, all the road closures or,
Yeah,
you know, etc. There'll be, and if the first aid tent is the same place as you're selling the calendars, you're always going to be manning it anyway.
Yeah.
So you'll be fine.
Ben? She don't mind.
yeah,
She likes that
so
sort of thing.
that's where we're at with everything that we're doing.
Good.
I want to get a press release out for that as well.
Yeah.
So again, I'll compile something
Yeah.
and get that pinged around to everybody.
Okay.
And once you're happy with it, we'll get the one in for Remembrance first, get
Yeah.
that done, and then we can follow up with the Christmas one.
Is Council Wiltshire still doing his?
We need to double check.
I need
what
to,
they're
he
doing.
hasn't filled out his form, but he did
Okay.
he booked rather early, so I will ask him again.
Does he need a drinks licence then on the day?
Depends what he's
Yeah.
actually doing, but I mean, we have got the tins,
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got the tents for
which
selling
covers the
alcohol.
event.
Okay. I just wondered.
Yeah.
Right.
But we'll, that is the only problem, that several of the councillors will be tied up with other stalls and things like that. So
Yeah.
we just need to be mindful that we will need a few more
Yeah.
people to help out. There
Okay.
are one or two that I think if we ask them, they would potentially help people that we've contacted before. If we are getting a little bit tight for people, even if they can give us an hour or a couple of hours, that would be useful.
I just need to run through how many we need on the road closure, I'll work that out.
I'll be no more than 6.
We need 6.
You wouldn't
No.
need more than 6.
6 because the furthest you're going to go up to is Barrington Gate. So the only thing you've got is the two ends of the High Street and then Church Walk, which is debatable whether you need two on Church Walk, quite
And
frankly.
if you put a barrier across, I don't see
I don't think you actually need anybody on it.
It's only access from the High Street, isn't it?
No,
No, that's
the other
Albert
one,
Street.
That's Albert Street, so you don't
Oh,
need to worry about
So you
that.
don't need to worry about Albert Street.
Church Street.
Church Walk,
Church
you
Walk.
technically need one, but it's it's smaller than Albert Street, so you know.
You don't actually get much
If
traffic.
you've got 4 people, you'll be fine.
So I don't think there's anything else I've forgotten off the top of my head. So then the next item is the paperwork, to agree the paperwork for the event. So it's been in the drive, if you had to
That's
skim
it.
through it.
It's just
Yeah.
a risk assessment and
Yeah,
the
it's- so I filled in the event notification form, which
Yeah.
I now need to change slightly because, well, actually, I don't really.
And then there's a lot you need to change on that.
No, it was only because
Oh,
of
the only thing
closure.
the only thing we just need to tweak is the number of, because you've put 9 catering facilities,
Right,
which technically it depends on how you class in catering facilities, because there aren't many actually selling,
There's a lot of cake stalls.
yeah. You've got food, but not
Not loads.
catering.
Yeah.
so how many?
You need to up the stalls,
Right,
so probably put your stalls at 30 and your catering at 5. You think, Sophie?
Well, maybe put stores to 40 because we've already got about 35.
Yeah.
So.
so stalls to 40. Okay, so the bits that I weren't sure of is the ones I highlighted.
Mhm.
Oh no, I highlighted. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's that.
And what do you want for catering? What, 5?
Yeah, we went in
I've changed that to 5, yeah. And then that's ready to go.
Yeah.
And then the RA is there.
Yeah,
Where's
the only thing I
RA?
would suggest on the risk assessment is you've obviously included barbecue, which there won't be one.
Yeah, I wasn't sure whether
Yeah, there
was
won't be
any.
one. So
Well,
there's
you've
no
got
point-
the Smokies catering,
Yeah,
but they're a catering facility.
they're a catering
Right.
van type thing, so
Yeah.
that'll be all self-contained, so it's not the same as having a barbecue, so I would just take that one out.
So barbecue, right. I'll take that out, take it out.
But other than that,
Don't want to mess up the formatting by not concentrating.
no, that's fine.
So that will go into the event notification form. I
Yeah.
just need a plan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll start to work on
Do you
that.
have to submit that?
Yeah,
with the plan,
event
yeah.
notification form.
Okay.
And also I need it for the tens.
Huh?
Yeah,
To show where the food
To show
is.
where,
Any food and drink is going to
Yeah.
be, so we need to
Okay.
think about that. Oh, the only other thing in there that you did tick as well was about live music throughout the whole
Oh, yeah.
day. It'll only be for a short period of time, there'll be live music. if
We
the
got
band's
recorded
there,
music.
But there'll be recorded
Like
music.
Christmas music beforehand.
Rolling Stones.
right, so music.
So there will be
So
live
I've got
music,
music.
I would say just from 2 till
2 to 4.
4. Oh, well, actually no, because the church, when they do the carols around the tree, they'll be having live
2
music.
to 5 then.
2 till 5, okay, I'll change that, so 2 till 5. And then recorded music from 12 till 5.
Yeah.
Dancing, we're not having anything, am
No.
I?
Well, not
Unless
unless
you're
you're going to
dancing.
start it off.
No. I'll pass on that one.
Right, so we're happy with that.
Yeah.
We'll work on our plan. We can do that
Yeah.
this weekend, can't we?
Yeah,
Get that
yeah.
done.
Well, if we
have to plan
measure
and
out
do
and
the
see
tents
how
and
far
that.
the stalls will trail down the high street.
Yeah.
And
So
see
we
what
just need to look well where your potential spaces are.
And apply for the tens, yeah?
Yeah.
Everybody's happy with that?
So we're happy to agree the paperwork.
I'll propose.
10s as a temporary events notification.
Yeah, I was just going to say the same thing.
If you want to do any form of music or selling of alcohol, you have to have one.
Sorry, I've got for some reason. My phone's go away. Sorry.
Okay, so item 058 is farmers market. So we discussed this briefly last time, and since then there has been a development.
Another farmer's market.
But you've got the indoor farmers markets
Yeah.
starting next month.
It's already started, isn't it?
Yeah, it's November.
I thought Rachel said yesterday she's already manned the stall at one of them.
No, November's the
Yeah,
first one,
November.
and then there's
Right.
one in December, the day after Christmas back.
Yeah.
Okay. I still feel that we need to develop it more, because though what they're doing is good, it's out on a limb.
And we've had nearly every single person who's contacted, or we've contacted for the stalls for Christmas fair,
Yeah.
I must have contacted over 100 people, and most of them will come back saying, unfortunately we're already booked, but we would be interested in doing stuff.
Yeah.
Those
So-
are mainly the food-based
The
ones that
food-based
go around
ones,
to a lot of the markets.
Okay.
So there's scope to make it bigger, I think.
Well, we can tag it onto the food market, can't we? The food festival thing that Nick
Yeah.
normally does.
Yeah. I mean, this is just my viewpoint, is I think the best way of going about it, so that we don't alienate anybody, is for us to have an initial conversation with the organiser of the existing
Yeah.
fairs, because obviously they're doing it inside because it's winter months, so it makes sense to them to try it that way. And just talk around the fact that we'd already started thinking about it. We would like to make it more of a connecting the town
Yeah.
and develop that sort of bringing people out, because again, they're doing it on a Sunday, which is fine, except most of the shops are shut.
But actually having it on Saturday, I mean, we only have a market on a Thursday, our 2 market days are Thursday and Saturday. If you bring back a more farmer style market on a Saturday, as much in town as possible, that's what people have always wanted, isn't it, really?
So I think there's some work to be done and talk around the possibilities and sort of try and aim if we could do something jointly early spring.
Yeah. I'll just say farmers markets, according to the bloke I spoke to at Boston, don't come under the ordinary
Yeah.
market regulations.
Yeah.
So we could have a farmers market
You can have
every
as many
day
as
if
you
we
like,
wanted.
yeah.
Yeah.
My thoughts around it would be if you could want to try and connect the town a bit, we could look at, you could either do it within the existing car park, but that's not an ideal situation,
No.
or we do it within Carter's Park, which is what we thought about.
Yeah.
But then we look at having a short road closure between the car park in Park Road
Yeah.
up to the traffic lights.
Yeah.
So that's pedestrianised.
Yeah.
And you then have some more stalls along there
Yeah. Yeah.
to connect up to the town.
Mhm.
So that you're not dragging everybody away from the town,
No,
you're
no.
actually encouraging them
Encourage
to
them
go
to go
that
into
way.
town as well, don't we?
So that's my thoughts. I think we need to look at doing it.
And
But
we were thinking of possibly having it more 4 times a year rather than,
I don't think we need one every month.
no.
no, because if you do spring, summer,
Because you
Yeah.
could end up making it a bigger event less often throughout the year.
Yeah. We could do spring,
Okay.
beginning of summer, end of summer,
and then
Christmas.
yeah,
Mhm.
And Christmas more around.
in the town,
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
like we're doing this time.
And the same with like the summer one, you've got the food festival, which is no longer being organised by the same people.
No. Do we know who is going to organise it though?
Now, I'm wondering whether this is like a bit of a tester to see whether it's something that they can then take on. I don't know.
Okay.
I think we need to sit down with the person
Yeah.
and talk it over.
Yeah, because Stephen has had a chat with the guy who's organising the farmers
Yeah.
market, and he's keen.
Yeah.
So I think just see whether we can then take that and develop it
Yeah.
further, really.
So I think rather than agreeing a date, I think we defer that till next meeting.
Okay.
But between now and next meeting, if we can get a meeting with him
Yeah.
and discuss ideas and
Okay.
see whether he is happy to work alongside and make it into something a bit bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I propose that we defer that item till next meeting.
Okay. Well,
Second?
I'll say yes.
So the 059 is coronation,
So I think it's 6th of May, isn't it?
6th of May.
Mhm.
It's Saturday, isn't
Day
it?
before my wedding anniversary.
Oh, there you go then.
Drinks are on you, Rick.
In my 45th. I think.
You can medal.
Yeah, I do. Well, Vicky does.
So, just general discussion around ideas.
Picnic in the park.
Yeah,
Mm.
I think it's going to be a tricky one.
It's very weather dependent. Being
It's
early
weather
night.
dependent, and it's whether you're going to do it on the same day as the coronation, because how many people are going to invite the family over and watch it all together
Exactly.
and not go out for an event?
Well, you can go down the routes of trying to organise street parties.
Mm-hmm.
I think Saturday's a no-go. I don't think we even think about trying to
No,
organise
I
it
think we
on
need
Saturday.
Celebrate it on the Sunday.
So if we do something on the Sunday within Carts Park
Yeah.
and just do it very simple, anybody can come along, bring a picnic. We could probably see if we get food vans and things in there.
Yeah.
Bit of entertainment. People can come and go.
Well, you know how we were saying about the activity days that we wanted to run, where we, like what South London do, they have the climbing wall and things, and they put a few bits and pieces going on in the park. If you make it like a family activity day, picnic, etc., it is basically like where people can have a street party. I mean, if we're, by that point, we will hopefully have had all of our tables, chairs, etc. bought for other events, so we could put them out, and then, you know.
Could you do your wheelbarrow race again?
That's what I was just
Circuit
yeah, I
around
think that would
the
make a
cricket
really
field
good
or
idea.
something.
Yeah.
You could
Well, you
do
could
that.
actually do a route throughout the park and back round.
Yeah.
I think that would be- yeah.
I mean, you've got a budget for the coronation, well, currently we've got a budget for the coronation. So if we maybe spent it on hiring in some bits of activities and stuff for people to do and make it like a family fun day type thing in the park, picnic, wheelbarrow race.
Well, instead of having a reindeer, you could have a bucket bronco.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
car go
the
down.
company that we've gone with for Christmas,
Good,
they've
aren't
got
they?
a load of different stuff.
Yeah.
So, and there's another company, Spalding Way as well, that do lots of
I
different
think they do an
bits and pieces.
inflatable climbing wall.
They do, yeah. But if we're going to do it, we're going to have to book things in very soon, because if we don't,
Mhm.
we're not going to get them. So
Yeah.
I think maybe between now and next meeting, we do a bit of research and look at the ideas that we'd like to book and
Yeah.
what we can afford within our budget,
Mhm.
and start penciling it in.
Okay.
Mhm.
Is it worth thinking about doing an open mic session?
Mhm.
Because you might get some
Yeah.
up and coming bands that will come and
Because
play
we
for
could-
free.
We could kind of have different sections, couldn't you? Because you've got the Jubilee Garden, that could be the open mic music going
Yeah.
on. You can have activities going on in another section of the park, then have your wheelbarrow race route going around the park, and kind of just have it.
Yeah.
Different things in different places.
Well, it's a big park, we might as well utilise it all, haven't we?
Yeah. I think that's the best solution to the day. I
Yeah.
don't think you're going to be able to do anything on Saturday.
No,
No.
because the only thing you would be able to do on Saturday is screen it, but who's actually going to come out and watch it somewhere?
Well, I mean-
Most people will sit at home, won't they?
A lot of people want to sit at home and watch it, won't they, on TV. But yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, so if we aim to do that, so if we all go away and do a little bit of research as to what ideas we think we'd like to see,
Yeah.
put together a bit of a wish list for next meeting, say yes, we're happy with that, get it booked.
get it done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next month then with the agenda to resolve to agree, then we can start
Yeah.
booking people.
And again, like music or food vans or whatever,
Book it in there.
book it in there.
Yeah.
Second.
Something like a pizza van or something along those lines.
Yeah,
to go down
which
well, wouldn't
we've
it?
got a contact
We've got
that,
about 3 different.
yeah,
pieces
we've got
of
several
contact, haven't we?
ones, and then the one that's coming to the Christmas may well be interested, not pizza, but the other thing,
Fish and chips.
no,
Smoky.
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
because he's doing both things now, isn't
Yes, he is, yeah.
he? So if we get a few key things in,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
then we
And then
can
we'll
pad
go
it
off
out
that,
with
can't
all
we?
the stuff on.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Right. Item 060 is budgets.
No, no, no.
No,
Oh, yes, sorry, I forgot. Before we go on to budgets.
so you've got a budget in there.
Oh, right, okay. I've got to say, I haven't heard back from them. You know the email you sent me about potential sponsorship for a Christmas event?
Oh, yes.
I contacted them
Yeah.
and I gave them a list of all the things that they could potentially sponsor. I haven't heard anything, but my thoughts were if they were to come back and sponsor something, then that will then give you a little bit extra money
Yeah.
that you're playing with.
When I spoke to the lady on the phone, I got the impression they were selling a service, so
Right.
they were interested in getting their name out there
Yeah.
as opposed to
Yeah.
giving us something.
Yeah, well, that's
But
fine.
I may be wrong, I may have misinterpreted
Well,
that, but
I've given them information so
Mhm.
they can do with that what they will. Right, so budget currently, what we've put in for next year is events in general was
Right.
1,000.
How are we doing with this year's for Christmas?
We're nowhere near spend the full
Mm-hmm.
amount.
Because you've got 1,500 in for your events equipment.
Yeah.
Now, definitely the marquees would be useful to have for Christmas. Because-
Some of the pop-ups, yeah.
Yeah, some of the pop-up gazebo things. And if you can spend it from this year's budget, then we can remove it from next year's budget.
I'll have to let you know. Can I let you know if
Yeah.
fine, go through it with finance?
Finance, yeah.
Committee?
Because I think that the events equipment one could be a question mark, because we could probably buy
Yeah.
stuff.
Some of the bits, yeah.
We need to sort of look at what we've spent so far this year on everything, don't we?
How much did you spend on the Christmas decorations?
500.
Yes, you did, yeah, that's right.
I think it was 400 and something excluding that, and 500 and something including that.
It's big trees.
It's a big tree, it's a
Right,
big
so-
tree.
Is
So,
it?
so you've got 500,
Isn't it
you've
not going
got,
to give us any money toward decorating then?
you've got roughly
I know he's paying for
800
this already.
on.
Well, you've got money, haven't you, for every year, so.
Have you?
Yeah.
And then potentially you'll have a bit on the band,
What?
if they come.
So that much. And then what else?
You've also got the lights.
Oh, the lanterns and everything.
Oh, yeah, lanterns
Few-
and stuff.
Yeah, oh, well, the lanterns we've already bought, that was that was under 100 easily, wasn't it, with the tea lights and the lanterns?
So it's about 1,500 so far.
And how much did we
Give
put
or
in?
take.
2.5.
2.5, yeah.
So the only bits that we've got to buy still are lights and a bit of PVC.
So that's just roughly off the top of my head.
Yeah.
That's
So you're
not-
probably about 1.5 really, aren't you?
Mm.
Which means you've got £1,000 left.
PVC pipe's not expensive, is it?
No.
Not
And
at all.
battery lights are not expensive.
No.
So. Yeah.
So we, yeah. So
So
it's just a matter of what we.
it may be that you could then reduce your budget for next year down to £1,000 and we spend 500 of it this year or something. But we'll have to see.
It's up to you. It's yours.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
we can look into that. I mean,
Yeah.
that figure can alter slightly.
If
Yeah.
we review it properly at finance in terms of the other
Yeah.
spends and stuff
Yeah.
and see where we're at.
But so for general events, we put in 1,000,
Mm.
which
Well, it depends what you're going to do, doesn't it? Because
you may
If you
not
want
have a
to-
lot of general events, but you haven't allowed anything in if you start doing your farmers market type thing.
you haven't allowed anything if you want to do farmers market. We did discuss about having activities in Cars Park over summer, etc. and
Mhm.
things. So
Yeah.
by the time you start spending little bits here and there, it's going to add up.
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Be good to see something in there,
Yeah.
like every month, wouldn't it?
Mm.
Here in the summer.
So I think definitely we wanted to use the stage for music and things like that.
Yeah.
But
So if we leave that as is at the minute,
Yep.
the equipment may be reduced slightly if we
Mm.
can take some of that away. Remembrance, if we see what we spend this year,
And so is that just the wreath and tens?
You don't need a 10.
No, we don't. So,
but it's if you're
oh,
doing
band music, yeah.
of any
Okay.
sort,
Yeah.
Not,
but you're not.
nothing.
So really, there isn't hardly any spend for the,
No, but I mean, we don't know what we
No.
do next year with
no,
music, do we? So.
so that, we'll leave that as is at the minute.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we did put a few little guesstimates in as to what we could potentially get back in income, but that's purely guesstimate.
You don't want to overestimate because then if you do, you know.
I wouldn't estimate anything, personally. You're only looking at 2 lots of £200 for the year, isn't it? So if it brings money in,
Mm.
then don't talk about it. There's a bonus at the end of the year, right? Personally,
Mm.
Well, it's up to you with it, and how you want to play it.
I'm happy with doing it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Take out the income.
Yeah.
So I'll put it up to
£8 grand.
£8,000.
Yeah, which is where we were in the first place.
Was, yeah.
So again, the coronation, if we start to put together a bit of a wish list, we'll know what we're going to likely to spend on
Yeah,
that.
so
won't
we're
we?
Yeah.
going to just that.
And you think what we did for Jubilee, we came in at about £900, give or take. You've
And then-
got a ballpark figure, haven't you, really?
Yeah.
What you can.
And when you think about the Christmas fair, you're buying your lights, for your light tunnel, you're going to buy your decorations, but they can be reused
Reuse
every
next
year.
year, can't they?
So the only things
Yeah.
you've actually spent money on is just your rodeo
Entertainment,
reindeer
yeah.
and
So
entertainment bits.
again, like next year, I would love to be able to put
Ice
on
rink.
some ice rinks.
Would you?
Yeah. But it's
Yeah.
where you could put it
Yeah.
and how it would work. But you could probably do something similar.
You could have on that bit of tarmac by the tennis courts, couldn't you? But that's taking
It's
people away
taken
from
out of
town.
town again, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but there's things to think about.
Yeah.
So I think we're basically happy with what we said, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just going back to the coronation.
Yeah.
We will probably need to light the beacon.
Yes, I did think that, but I'm not quite entirely sure how and when that
Do we have a
happened.
whole beacon lighting event again for coronation?
We don't
I
know.
think they do, but I wasn't around the last time, so I really don't know.
Yeah.
No, strangely enough.
I don't know what they do. No idea.
Right, okay.
I know it's always on significant events and it's to announce stuff, so I would assume they would do it.
But it's whether we do a whole event like we did for the Jubilee,
Or whether
where
we just literally.
but there was the air cadets that did all the barbecue and things then, isn't it? So if they were happy to do that again for this one.
We'll just have to wait and see until we get, because again, you don't know whether you're going to have the bank holidays altered.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're
Because
trying to
technically your bank holiday is the Monday prior to, isn't it?
do. Yeah.
So we don't really have a clue
No.
what's.
He has said he wants it very minimalistic,
Yeah.
doesn't he?
Yeah.
If you can get away with it.
Okay, so the 8,000 you're.
Yeah, so if that's what we're proposing.
Mhm.
So if we can have a proposal for that, yeah, okay, I'll pick it on roll. Yeah, they both put hands up at the same time,
Yeah.
so pick.
Rick, do you agree?
Well, as I put up my
Yeah,
hand to
you've got
propose
it.
as well.
sorry. So finally then, it's the date of the next meeting, which,
It's funny this next one because it's a 5-week month, isn't
Yeah, it seems like a short, this one's been a long month, the next one's a short
it?
month.
Short month. Yeah.
You've got open spaces on the 24th at 5. Did you want to go for the same day or would you prefer, it's a Thursday, isn't it? It's a difficult day for you. Or,
I mean, should we just go into the next week?
uh,
Because then we can,
closer to, thingy,
we can then just finish off with all the final details for Christmas.
Oh yeah, because that's the week of Christmas,
Mm.
isn't it?
So you've got the 28th, the 29th.
It's up to, I mean, it depends whether you want it that close or do you get it, do you go to the
Probably
week
go for
before?
the week before, because then you've got a week to.
Yeah, okay, so
I think, is it going to be a daytime meeting?
Yeah,
well, it can be currently, can't it?
Yep.
It depends whether we end up with anybody.
Yeah, we'll see what happens at full council and who wants to join, which, and if we have to adjust times, we'll do.
I've got,
So are we aiming to go on to the Thursday then? Or what are we going to do?
we're looking at the 17th now, then, are we? Or-
No.
Thursday's open spaces, isn't it?
Okay.
Yeah, but
24th,
that's
open
not till
spaces at
5.
But then if you've got to change the time and do it in the evening, then you're
It's
going to
not
be
that I've
clashing,
got
aren't
a
you?
problem that week because I'm in Lincoln for training on the
Yeah,
Wednesday.
it's gonna be-
I've got the Monday off.
Tuesday.
Tuesday I've got a dental appointment at 4:30.
What about Monday the following week then? The
I mean,
28th?
I don't mind, you know, I don't mind coming back after the dentist if you want to do.
Well, can't we have, if we have it in the day, can't we have it 2 till 3 or something?
What, on Thursday?
No, on the Monday when she's got a dental appointment.
No, Tuesday.
Tuesday, sorry.
When do you do the dentist?
22nd.
22nd to 25 to 5.
So we could do 1 o'clock even, couldn't we?
If we pencil it in for then, and then if we have to
Yeah.
adjust it.
Yeah.
So 22nd.
Tuesdays are okay for you, aren't they, normally?
Tuesday.
I never know, Rick.
Well, true.
It's all
So
changed.
what time? 2 o'clock did you say?
Yeah, we'll go for 2.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so where's the meeting? That's clock's wrong. 2:55ish.
57.
57.